Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. Today is International Day of Yoga, and I wanted to share this practice with you that embodies self-compassion. I think a lot of the times we are not very kind or compassionate with ourselves. We tend to beat ourselves up for things that we may have said or done or things that we haven't done, and we usually put ourselves on the back burner. And I wanted to give you the opportunity to put yourself first today, to show yourself some compassion for doing the best that you can, for just showing up, for being you. Because I think a lot of the times we forget to show ourselves that love and kindness that we need, that we are so easily able to give to everybody else. So this practice is for you, to give you that opportunity to self-reflect, to feel what you need to feel, and to give yourself what you need today. So we are going to start our practice in a standing position. And we're just going to start by grounding ourselves for our practice today. So your feet are just hip width apart. Your palms are open and facing up. And you can close your eyes if you'd like. And just take this time to settle into this moment, to ground yourself into this moment right here. And start to bring your attention to your breath. And just doing some nice inhales and some nice exhales, and just trying to make it nice and even. Nice steady flow. Grounding your feet into the earth. Opening your eyes and lifting your arms up to the sky. And clasping your right hand, clasping your left wrist with your right hand, and just coming up over to the right, giving yourself a little side bend here. Feel that nice stretch. Coming back to center and switching arms and coming on over to your left. Breathing into those side ribs, really enjoying this nice stretch. One more time on the other side. Coming back to center, inhale to the left. And exhale back to center. And coming to the top of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale. We're going to lift our arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. And you can keep your knees nice and bent here. You can clasp your elbows on either side and just do a ragdoll forward fold if you like. Whatever feels good to you in this moment. Inhale, sliding your hands up your shins, finding your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, planting your hands into the mat, stepping your feet behind you, but keeping your sits bones up into your downward facing dog. And you can pedal it out here if you'd like, or not. Just give yourself some movement here. Coming down onto your knees into a tabletop position. So your wrists are just under your shoulders, taking your left arm up and just giving yourself a little twist here. Inhale, exhale, feeding that left arm underneath your right, dropping your cheek onto the mat. And just really stretching out your shoulders here. feeling this stretch. And sometimes we don't even recognize where we're feeling tight. So just really paying attention to how your body is feeling in each movement. Coming back to center, lifting your right arm up and above, giving yourself a twist. Exhale, feeding it through your left hand, dropping your cheek onto the mat. You can close your eyes if you'd like and just enjoy the moment. Just tuning into how you're feeling. Where are you feeling tight? What do you need to release? Coming back to center into your tabletop position. Tucking those back toes under. And shifting your weight, your sit bones up to the sky into your downward facing dog. Your hands are pressed into the mat. Your fingers are spread wide apart. Your sit bones are up and towards the ceiling. On an inhale, we're going to lift your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, planting your left foot between your two hands, but keeping that back leg lifted. And just finding your balance here. Using your core, inhale, lifting your arms up to the sky. Really finding your balance. Taking your hands and clasping them behind your back. And just bringing your shoulder blades close together, opening up through the chest. Opening up your heart here. Still trying to keep your balance. Sometimes my balance is a lot better on some days than it is on others. So again, just be gentle with yourself. I can feel it right now. I'm not as balanced as I usually am. So I'm going to take my time through the movement today. Releasing your hands, keeping that front knee bent, lifting your arms up to the sky, straightening that front leg. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift, keeping that front leg straight. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sink it down. Dropping your hands down onto the mat, stepping your foot back and finding your vinyasa flow here. So you can come down onto your knees if you'd like, or stay in a plank. We're going to chaturanga down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bringing that right foot between your two hands, keeping that back leg lifted. Or if you're feeling that your balance is off, come down onto your knee. Whatever, meet yourself wherever you're at today. Inhale, lifting your hands up to the sky. Sink that back leg down just a little bit more. Taking your hands clasping behind your back, opening up your chest, really squeezing those shoulder blades together. Enjoy this stretch. Anchoring yourself down, really using that front foot to anchor yourself down. That back foot is helping with balance. Releasing your hands, lifting them up to the sky. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift and straighten. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink it down. Dropping your hands down onto the mat, stepping your foot back into plank, finding your flow here, whichever variation works for you. And we'll find ourselves back in downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep inhale in. Exhale, sigh it all out. Let it all go. Walking your feet up to the top of the mat. Start to bend your knees down slightly, lifting your arms up to the sky, finding your chair pose. And see if you can sink just a little bit deeper. We're here for 3 breaths. Maybe sink a little bit deeper on your last breath. Straighten your legs, find your forward fold, and release. Inhale, sliding those hands up your shins, finding your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping your right hand onto the mat, bringing your left hand up and overhead, giving yourself a nice revolved forward fold here, twisting at your waist, bringing your gaze towards that thumb, straightening that left leg and keeping the right leg slightly bent as you twist, and dropping that left hand down, opposite side. So we're bending, a slight bend in that left knee, and your right arm is extended overhead while that right leg stays straight. You should really feel this stretch right along your T-band area here and your hamstrings. And drop it back down, stepping your feet back into plank. Take one last vinyasa flow here, lowering it down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming down onto your knees into your tabletop position. Bringing your hands just slightly in front of you. So just a little bit more up ahead, just by an inch. Shifting your hips back, finding your child's pose. Your knees are wide apart. Your chest is just resting onto the mat. On an inhale, we're going to start to roll forward, really using your core here, coming back to tabletop. Inhale, shift those hips back, finding your child's pose. So we're just doing a nice flow here, rounding the spine, coming back into your tabletop, really feeling your core here working. Inhale, shifting those hips back. One more time, rounding that spine, bringing yourself into tabletop. Pushing those hips back. Leaving your elbows on the mat, bringing your hands together and just up overhead here in a prayer position. And just to give yourself a little bit of a deeper stretch here in the shoulder blade. Your forehead is resting on the mat. Your chest is resting on the mat. And just sink into this pose, bringing your attention back to your breath. Dropping your hands down back onto the mat, coming back into a tabletop position, swinging your legs out in front of you, coming into a seated position. And we're going to do one more last twist to kind of bring it all out, bringing your right hand onto your left knee, your left hand slightly behind you, and just twist towards the left. And just lifting here through the chest. Your spine is straight. Just a gentle twist here. Coming on over to the side, your left hand on your right knee, right hand extended behind you. Again, lifting through the chest. Inhale. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And coming back to center. Rolling your shoulders back. Take a nice deep inhale. Inhaling lots of love. And exhaling lots of love. Bringing your hands together in prayer. Bringing your thumbs towards your third eye. Just bowing forward. And thanking yourself for showing yourself some compassion today by clicking on this video, by setting some time aside for yourself. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and you feel just a little bit lighter than when you started. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.